With us being just over a week into the current integrated version, it does mean we are slowly approaching the long-awaited Devil May Cry 5 collaboration on PGR Global. Now, there was some possibility that the collaboration would be integrated with the newest version on CN featuring the latest frame of Bianca. But as of recent, KR have confirmed that the collaboration will be the first standalone update since quite a while, which likely means the following update featuring Bianca will be the final integrated version before we are fully synced with CN. But enough about that, and focusing more on the next update featuring the highly anticipated DMC5 collaboration. In this video, I'll be going over the specific value both Dante and Vergil hold in the meta, exactly how their banners differentiate from the usual limited banners we receive, alongside technically free S-rank characters to expect, coatings available to pick up, and the events to look forward to during Lamento di Fantasma. As always, if you're interested in more Punishing Grey Raven content, would very much appreciate it if you could subscribe and drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Kicking this off with the amount of power Vergil holds, as our latest physical attacker that wields the Ultima Slash effect, you would definitely be able to expect Vergil to be a great damage dealer overall. However, he wouldn't exactly be considered as meta for the physical composition, since Selena Pianissimo, which did just release on Global, is capable of dealing a lot more physical damage. So it would be a lot more accurate to consider Vergil as an alternative option for the physical attacker position, allowing those that did skip Selena to still utilize him for the metaphysical composition. On the other hand, even if you were to have both Selena and Vergil on your account, with the fact that Vergil again wields the Ultima Slash effect while Selena wields the Glaciation effect, it does mean even though both characters are physical attackers, they are slightly different to each other and fit into different secondary teams. So with Vergil in fact specializing in dealing Ultima Slash damage, it does mean a team consisting of himself, Hanying Solus Tune, and Elisa Echo would be the premium Ultima Slash team to use moving forward. Unfortunately, that does mean Bianca Stigmata will finally be stepping down from the physical and Ultima Slash compositions, but it won't be for long since she does return as the best dark attacker in the following update. Now, just focusing on Vergil's gameplay itself, as you likely have already seen, they did not hold back with his animations whilst in his base state to his secondary state, which would be accessible through activating the signature move to then pop his devil trigger, allowing him to deal explosive Ultima Slash damage and boost his overall performance whilst displaying some incredible animations. So all in all, Vergil is going to be an amazing attacker and will have one of the most fun looking playstyles in the game. But with the fact that he does kinda stick to the Ultima Slash composition, it will mean there isn't much flexibility to play him within other compositions similar to some other attackers. Although I guess it's enough knowing he will be a meta attacker for the Ultima Slash composition for some time at the very least. Now, Dante as the second collab character will be our newest fire attacker with the ignition effect. Similar to Vergil, he won't exactly be a meta character for the fire composition, since Lucia Pyroth, which did release not too long ago, still performs as the best fire attacker in the game. But he can definitely be utilized as an alternative if you do really like Dante or perhaps skipped Lucia. So a fire team consisting of Dante, Vera Giravor, and Watanabe Epitaph would be the fire team to run without Lucia. In addition to that, just like how Vergil specializes in dealing Ultima Slash damage, Dante will similarly specialize in applying stacks of ignition on enemies, which essentially means the ignition composition consisting of Dante, Nanami StarRail, and Vera as the fire amplifier would be the best team to run for Dante. So pretty much with even having both Lucia and Dante on your account, it does mean you can still utilize both characters in different teams, which is great when considering Dante will in fact be a free character from completing the DMC collab story, allowing players that already have Lucia to then be able to utilize both characters on their account. So being a strong alternative for the fire composition and a meta attacker for the ignition composition, alongside the fact that the devs also didn't hold back with Dante's animations and abilities since they do look incredible, for a free character, Dante does hold quite a lot of value for a lot of players. Moving on to exactly how the DMC5 banners will work in comparison to the usual limited banners, unlike the regular single pull for most banners being 250 tickets, the DMC5 banner single will instead cost 175 tickets. So opposed to spending 15,000 tickets to complete a full rotation on a banner, you would be required to spend 10,500 tickets to complete a rotation on either Dante's or Vergil's banners. Now, arguably the most important aspect regarding the DMC5 banners is that they will provide an additional copy of the character you pull, which would be the 3 S-rank characters you can expect if you're pulling on the DMC5 banners. To be specific, as soon as you do pull either Vergil or Dante on the respective banners, an additional copy will be provided alongside them, and this is only available for 2 additional copies of each character. So with those alongside the free Dante from completing the main story event and the banners being discounted, it should be much easier for players to pick up multiple copies of both Vergil and Dante. Considering if you do complete 2 rotations on each banner, which will cost a maximum of 42,000 tickets if you don't pull early once, you will be walking away with 5 copies of Dante and 4 copies of Vergil. However, it might be a bit more reasonable to pick up at least 1 copy of each character first, then head for the signature weapons and cubs before attempting to pull any additional copies. Now, considering this will be a usual solo update and won't be integrating any other versions, it does mean we aren't going to be receiving as many coatings as we usually do over the last couple of updates, which might be better for spenders that do enjoy picking up most coatings. Now, the main attraction will be the new Ishmael Parhelion Oni themed coating, which does look great, and especially with the green Oni mask, and would come at a cost of 168 RC. In addition to that, Alisa Echo will in fact be receiving a free special effect summer themed coating, which would be obtainable through completing the DMC5 story event. So considering Alisa is a free character that can be obtained via the dorm and is meta for the Ultima Slash and physical compositions, a free special effects coating will then be quite nice for majority of players, and especially for those that do intend to main Vergil. So as mentioned, there isn't much to expect from coatings in comparison to previous version updates. But I guess considering it will be during the DMC5 collaboration, it would of course allow players to then just focus on picking up characters, weapons and cubs that aren't going to appear ever again once they do leave. Now, alongside those coatings, there will be a few mini-games as standard and events linked to DMC5 that will provide quite a few rewards. But perhaps more importantly will be that players can go up against Vergil in the new boss fight, which does look extremely fun, pretty much like most boss fights in PGR. So with all of that, alongside the DMC5 story event, there will be quite a few things to look forward to during the collaboration, from the events to the actual characters themselves. All in all, the DMC5 collaboration is going to be an incredible update, alongside being somewhat of a break from the amount of integrated versions we have received continuously for quite some time. Especially with the fact that Bianca will be the next character after the DMC5 collaboration, it could have been a bit too much to handle both the DMC boys and her in one update. Though again, with the fact that the DMC banners will be discounted, even newer players that started recently for the DMC5 collaboration should find it a lot more easier to pick up both Vergil and Dante. So the collab is going to be extremely free-to-play friendly, which is something you don't see often in other gacha games. Now lastly, I do want to remind you that since Vergil and Dante are collab characters, they won't be appearing ever again once they do leave, and so this would be the only shot to pick up as many copies as possible. So if you do especially like Devil May Cry 5, I would of course recommend to hold on spending on anything else during the current version if you aren't already, considering Vera, Selena and even a Lucia wedding coating will certainly be returning sometime later on, whereas the DMC5 collaboration will not be returning. So considering both Vergil and Dante are meta characters in their respective compositions, you would be safe knowing that you are investing your ticket into characters that will hold their value for quite some time. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe for more Punishing Grey Raven content, and if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Also drop a comment down below on who exactly are you looking forward to the most between Vergil and Dante. And yeah, hope to catch you guys later.